I never thought humiliation could smell like burnt coffee and cheap cologne. It's funny, isn't it? You spend years cleaning up after people who never really see you, and then one day you put on your best dress, spray perfume from a bottle that cost half a week's wage, and hope someone might. Tonight is that day for me. The dress is pale blue, not silk, not satin, just something soft enough to make me believe I belong in a place like this. The restaurant glows golden in the city night. Every reflection of light off the glass is a reminder that this isn't my world. My hands tremble slightly as I check my reflection in the spoon. My lipstick isn't perfect, but close enough. He's supposed to be kind. That's what his friend told me. Kind, funny, a little awkward. A man who just wants company. I tell myself not to expect much, but still, I hope the waiter approaches. Would you like to order, miss? I shake my head. I'll wait, he's 15 minutes late. Then 20. When he finally walks in, I know it's him, because he's scanning the room like he's embarrassed to be seen here. My heart sinks even before he reaches my table. He's handsome, I'll give him that, but his smile doesn't reach his eyes. You're Emma, he says. Yes. I rise a little, unsure if I should shake his hand or just smile. He sits without answering, his chair scraping the marble floor. Sorry I'm late, traffic. It's okay, I say softly. I'm just glad you came. He glances around the room. The other diners are laughing softly, forks clinking against plates. I can feel the heat creeping up my neck. So I try again. How do you know Claire? She's my colleague. She said you work for someone she knows? I nod. Yes, I'm a maid. The silence that follows isn't just awkward, it's cold. His eyebrows twitch upward, then his lips press into something that's supposed to be polite, but feels more like pity. A maid. Right. I want to disappear. He waves for the waiter and orders a bottle of wine before even asking me what I'd like. When the waiter turns to me, I shake my head. Just water, please, he smirks. Not a wine person? Not really. I have to be up early tomorrow. He laughs. Too loud, too sharp. Of course. Cleaning, right? The words hit like a slap. I grip my napkin so tightly it tears. I could get up, leave. But something stops me. Pride, maybe. Or the tiny part of me that still wants to prove I belong here. When the bill comes, I insist on paying half. He looks amused, like it's a joke. You sure you can afford this place? He says. I pull out my small purse anyway. My week's leftover cash, $8 and some coins. My fingers shake as I slide it across the table. He stares at it, then laughs. Actually laughs. You're serious. That's when I see it, the phone in his hand angled slightly toward me. Recording? No messaging someone? Probably, I whisper. You don't have to. He interrupts, voice suddenly dripping with arrogance. No, please. I'll cover it. I wouldn't want you to spend your hard-earned $8. I feel the sting behind my eyes. The waiter's gaze flickers between us, sympathetic but powerless. The restaurant feels smaller, tighter, every laugh from another table slicing through me like glass. Excuse me, I murmur, and stand. My chair almost topples, my hands clumsy. He doesn't stop me. Outside, the night air is cold and sharp. I pull my coat tighter, blinking away the tears before they can fall. I walk quickly down the street, heels clicking against the pavement, each step echoing with the sound of my foolishness. That's when I feel it. A presence. Someone's watching. I glance over my shoulder and see him. Not the date. Another man, standing a few steps away near the restaurant's corner window. His suit catches the lamplight, expensive, dark, immaculate. I recognize him instantly. Mr. Hayes. My employer. The millionaire whose penthouse I clean every morning before he wakes. He's looking at me in a way I've never seen before. Not detached, not superior, something else. Something burning and unreadable. I freeze. My breath clouds in the air between us. He takes a step forward, slow, deliberate, like he's approaching a fragile thing. Emma, he says softly, almost a whisper carried by the night breeze. Are you all right? I open my mouth to answer, but no sound comes out. Because the way he's looking at me, it's not pity. It's not curiosity. It's something dangerously close to tenderness. And for the first time in a long, long while, I'm not sure if I should run or stay. He shouldn't be here. Mr. Hayes doesn't do surprise appearances. He doesn't linger in doorways or look at his maid like this, like he's seeing her for the first time. The city hums around us, traffic lights flickering red and gold, the faint hiss of rain beginning to fall on asphalt. His eyes stay on me, unmoving, unapologetic. "I didn't mean to follow you," he says, voice low, careful. "I was meeting someone nearby. I saw you through the window." I almost laugh, but it comes out as a shaky breath. "That's quite the coincidence." He tilts his head, studying me the way he studies balance sheets, and focused, intense. He was cruel. I look down at my shoes. "One strap is coming loose. You shouldn't have seen that." "I did," he says simply, and I can't seem to stop seeing it. Something shifts in my chest. Anger, embarrassment, something darker. "It's not your concern, sir." Maybe it should be. The rain strengthens, tiny pinpricks on my bare arms. I shiver before I can stop myself. He notices. Of course he does. He always notices everything. The misplaced glass on his counter, the way I fold his shirts, the quietness with which I move around his penthouse. He shrugs off his jacket before I can protest and drapes it over my shoulders. The fabric is still warm, scented faintly with his cologne, cedarwood, smoke, and something clean underneath. I breathe it in, hating how it makes my pulse skip. "Mr. Hayes," I begin. "This isn't appropriate." He cuts in softly. "Then let's pretend it isn't." The words hang between us, electric. The streetlight flickers above, catching the sheen of rain on his hair. For a second, we just stand there, two people from entirely different worlds, bound by silence that feels heavier than any conversation. "Come," he says finally. "Let me drive you home." I should refuse. I want to refuse. But the rain is falling harder now and my pride is exhausted. The inside of his car smells like leather and storm. The city blurs through the windshield, all silver and shadow. He doesn't speak. Neither do I. But I feel the air between us tighten, like the pause before thunder. When we stop outside my apartment building, a small, crumbling place tucked behind a bakery, I reach for the door handle quickly. "Thank you for the ride, Emma," he says. My name in his mouth sounds different. Too intimate, yes, sir? He hesitates, fingers tapping the steering wheel once, twice. "You don't have to call me that outside of work. But you're my employer." "Right now," he says, meeting my gaze. "I'm just a man who watched someone treat you like you were disposable. And I didn't like it." My throat tightens. "I am disposable. That's kind of what maids are." His jaw flexes. "Not to me." The words are soft, dangerous. For a heartbeat, neither of us moves. The rain drums harder, a rhythm matching my pulse. I can feel his eyes travel over me. Not lustful, but searching. Seeing. "I should go," I whisper. He nods, but his hand lifts slightly, almost reaching for me, then stops mid-air. The smallest gesture, yet it sends a tremor through me. "Good night, Emma," he murmurs. I step out into the rain, his jacket still around me, heavy and warm. I should give it back, but my fingers clutch it tighter instead. Upstairs in my tiny apartment, I press the jacket to my chest. It smells like something I shouldn't want. I tell myself I'll return it tomorrow. Pretend this never happened. Pretend he didn't look at me like that. But when I close my eyes, I see his face again. The way his mouth tightened when I said "maid." The quiet anger in his voice when he said, "Not to me." That night, sleep doesn't come easily. Morning. I arrive at the penthouse before sunrise as always. The city still sleeps beneath a faint violet sky. My hands tremble as I unlock the door, partly from nerves, partly from the memory of his gaze. Inside, everything is as pristine as I left it yesterday. Except the air feels different, thicker. He's already awake. Standing by the window, coffee in hand, tie undone, shirt unbuttoned just enough to show the sharp line of his collarbone. He turns at the sound of my footsteps. "You kept it," my cheeks warm. His jacket rests folded neatly over my arm. "I was going to return it today." "Keep it," he says. "It suits you better than me," I swallow. "I can't." "You can," he says quietly. "And you will." Something in his tone, not command, not suggestion, something in between, makes my breath hitch. He walks closer, each step slow, deliberate. The sound of his shoes echoing softly against the marble floor. When he stops in front of me, we're close enough that I can see the faint shadow of stubble on his jaw, the way the morning light traces the edge of his profile. You don't deserve to be looked down on, he says. Not by him. Not by anyone. His voice is rougher now. Real. I'm used to it, I whisper. He shakes his head, eyes locked on mine. Don't be. For a moment, time folds in on itself, the air thick with unspoken things. Then the intercom buzzes. The sound startles us both, snapping the moment clean in half. He exhales slowly, the faintest smile curving his lips. Saved by the bell, I force a breath, step back, clutching his jacket to my chest like armor. But as I turn away to answer the door, I can feel it, his gaze still on me, heavy, unyielding, and I realize, with a shiver I can't control, to whatever this is between us, it's already too late to stop it. The morning air in the penthouse feels charged, like the seconds before lightning. I move quietly through the rooms, dusting, straightening, pretending everything is ordinary. It isn't, he's still here. I hear him pacing in his study, the muted rhythm of his footsteps following the beat of my pulse. Every sound, the soft clink of a cup, the faint rustle of paper on pulls at me. When I finally bring in his coffee, he's standing by the window again. Sunlight slices across the floor, gilding the edge of his jaw, turning the air to gold dust. He doesn't turn around when he speaks. You didn't sleep. It isn't a question, no, I admit. Did you? He shakes his head once, still facing the skyline. You looked upset last night. I'm fine, I lie. His reflection in the glass shifts, and then he turns. Don't tell me fine, Emma. Fine isn't real. The words land too close. I grip the tray until it rattles. He crosses the distance between us slowly, like he's giving me a chance to flee. I don't move. Why did you let him talk to you like that? He asks. I've been talked to worse, I whisper. His eyes darken. Not with anger, but something gentler, deeper. That shouldn't be normal for you. My throat tightens. Maybe I'm just used to being the one people look past. He studies me a long moment, then reaches out, not touching, just close enough that the warmth of his hand brushes the air near my wrist. The nearness steals the breath from my lungs. I don't look past you, he says. Silence. Thick, suspended. Outside, the city murmurs. Inside, time stands still. I can't tell if it's courage or recklessness that makes me say it. You shouldn't say things like that to me. Why not? Because I work for you. His smile is faint, sad. That's an excuse, not a reason. He steps closer. The scent of coffee and cedarwood wraps around me, dizzying. His fingers hover, then graze mine. Light. Questioning. Every nerve in my body answers yes. Emma, he murmurs. Look at me. I do. And in that moment, the world narrows to the space between us. The breath we share. The ache we both pretend not to feel. His hand slides up, cupping my cheek, thumb brushing the edge of my jaw. My skin tingles under the touch. My heart thunders loud enough to drown the city. I can't stop thinking about you, he admits, voice rough. Last night, the way he laughed at you. It shouldn't have hurt me, but it did. I close my eyes. You're crossing a line. I know. Then why do it? He exhales, the sound raw. Because I'd rather be honest than polite. When his lips find mine, it isn't sudden. It's inevitable. A slow pull. A surrender we've both been circling for days without naming. The kiss tastes like rain and restraint, warm and trembling and far too brief. I draw back first, breathless. You shouldn't have done that, he doesn't apologize. Would you believe me if I said I don't regret it? I want to answer. I can't. Words are fragile things, and this moment feels too heavy for them. He brushes a strand of hair from my face, the gentlest touch I've ever known. You deserve to be seen, Emma. You deserve someone who looks at you the way I do now. Something cracks open inside me. Fear. Longing, hope. I can't tell them apart anymore, I whisper. If anyone found out, they won't, he says quickly. Then quieter, unless you want them to. The phone rings. The sound startles us both. He curses softly, runs a hand through his hair, turns away to answer. I stand frozen, lips still tingling, heartbeat refusing to slow. He speaks in short, clipped tones, business numbers, the safe language of his world. By the time he hangs up, I've found my composure again, or something close to it. I should get back to work, I say. He nods, the distance between us suddenly cavernous. Emma, yes? Tonight, stay late. There's something I need to tell you. My pulse stutters. Is that an order? No, he says softly. It's a request. That evening, the city folds into twilight. The penthouse glows with low lamps and shadows. He's by the piano this time, sleeves rolled up, fingers resting on the keys but not playing. When he looks up, the air shifts again. That same invisible pull. I wasn't lying this morning, he says. I can't stop thinking about you, I swallow. And what exactly do you plan to do about that? He smiles, not arrogant, not practiced, just honest. Tell you the truth. My voice comes out small. Which is? He takes a breath. You make me forget everything I'm supposed to be. The confession hangs between us, bright and dangerous. I step closer, drawn like a tide. For a second, I almost believe this could exist beyond the walls of his penthouse, beyond salary slips and social lines. Then the elevator dings. Voices drift down the hall. His assistant, the sound of briefcases, business. He steps back, mask snapping perfectly into place. Tomorrow, he murmurs. We'll finish this tomorrow. But as he turns away, I catch the faint tremor in his hands, proof that he feels it too. I press my fingers to my lips, still warm from his. And for the first time, I'm afraid of what tomorrow might bring. Not because of him, but because of how much I already care. The penthouse feels smaller tonight, almost suffocating. Rain streaks the windows in silver lines, blurring the city lights. I can hear it tapping against the glass, a rhythm that mirrors the rapid beat of my heart. He's sitting in the living room, legs stretched, tie loosened, sleeves rolled up, a casual posture that doesn't match the storm raging in his gaze. I can't stop thinking about you, he says the second I step inside. No preamble, no hesitation, just truth. I pause, my coat still damp from the rain. You've said that before. I mean it now, he says, voice low and steady. I mean it more than I ever have about anything. The air between us feels thick, almost visible, like smoke curling in spirals. I take a step forward, then stop, afraid to close the distance. I shouldn't. I begin. This isn't right. He rises, the movement deliberate, predatory in a way that makes my stomach twist with anticipation. And yet you want to, he whispers, so close I can feel his breath. I catch the scent. Cedarwood and rain. Something warm and dangerous that makes my knees weak. You can't, I say, but my voice betrays me. It's softer, almost pleading. He leans in, his hand brushing mine, holding it against my chest. I can't stop. Every nerve in my body ignites. The apartment feels charged, alive, a private universe for just the two of us. The hum of the city, the rain, even the faint scent of his coffee on his breath fades into the background. You're supposed to be professional, I whisper, trembling. And you're supposed to keep your feelings hidden, he replies. But you don't. It's true, I don't. Every glance, every small touch, every fleeting brush of hands in the kitchen lingers too long. I'm dizzy with it. He steps closer, and now we're so near that the faint scratch of his stubble against my cheek makes me shiver. Emma, he says, voice rougher than usual. I can't pretend anymore. I swallow, my chest tight. Neither can I admit. He closes the distance, pressing his forehead to mine. The warmth, the heat, the intensity, it's overwhelming. I can feel the power in his presence, and yet I feel safe. Terrifyingly safe. Do you know what I feel when I see you? He murmurs. It's like I've been waiting for something I didn't even know existed, and then I found it in you. A tear slips, unbidden, down my cheek. I brush it away, embarrassed. You're not just a maid, he continues, hands moving to cradle my face. You're everything I didn't know I needed. The words cut through me, deeper than I expected. My hands rise to his chest, tracing the line of his jacket, feeling the strength beneath. I shouldn't, I breathe. He shakes his head, capturing my lips in a kiss that is soft at first, questioning, then urgent. The slow burn from before ignites into a fire that sears every nerve. I wrap my arms around him, desperate, wanting, needing the closeness. Every worry, every restraint, every careful boundary falls away. But then, a sound. The intercom buzzes. He groans, frustration flashing in his eyes. Not now. I press my hand to his chest, feeling the rapid thump of his heart. It doesn't matter, I whisper. It does, he says, pulling back just enough to look at me. His eyes are wide, vulnerable, and raw in a way I've never seen. Because if anyone saw us like this, I step closer, daring. Let them see. He stares at me, incredulous. Then slowly a smile tugs at his lips, soft, dangerous, disbelieving. You're impossible. I know, I whisper, bold now. And you can't resist me either. He shakes his head, laughing softly, tension bleeding from his shoulders. Maybe you're right. We stand there for a long moment, breathing the same air, feeling the same pulse. The rain taps against the windows, fading into a quiet rhythm, like it knows we've crossed some invisible line. I press my forehead to his again. What happens now? He kisses my temple, then whispers into my ear. Now we stop pretending. I don't care about rules. I don't care about distance. I care about you. And only you. The weight of his confession, the intensity of his gaze, the raw emotion vibrating between us. It's almost too much to bear. I feel myself surrendering completely, letting go of fear, pride, everything. I'm yours, I murmur. Yes, he breathes, pulling me closer. Yours, and just like that, everything changes, no walls. No barriers, just us. But even as I cling to him, part of me trembles, because love this intense, this fast, comes with consequences. And I know, nothing will ever be the same again. The breaking point has passed, and there's no going back. The penthouse is silent except for the faint drip of rain from the balcony. Outside, the city is blurred by the storm, silver and gold streaks reflecting in the glass. Inside, it's just him and me, closer than we've ever been, hearts pounding in the same rhythm. He's holding my face in his hands again, thumb brushing the edge of my jaw, fingers threading into my hair. His eyes are impossibly dark, full of everything he hasn't said. I can't do this. Not anymore, he whispers, not pretending I don't feel it. I step closer, lips brushing his. Then don't. He kisses me then, unslow, all-consuming, like the world outside has ceased to exist. Every touch, every heartbeat, every whispered name becomes an anchor and a release all at once. I've wanted this since the moment I saw you at that table, he admits against my lips. Seeing you humiliated. It shouldn't have affected me, but it did. I couldn't stop thinking about you. Caring about you. I shiver under his words, chest pressed to his. You shouldn't have been there, I whisper. But I was, he says, holding me closer. And I'll be anywhere you need me to be from now on. I press my hands to his chest, feeling the heat through the fabric of his shirt. The storm outside rages, but inside everything is quiet, intimate, sacred. I never thought someone like you could look at me and see me. I confess, voice trembling. Not the uniform, not the small apartment, not the everything I've tried to hide. You're extraordinary, he says simply, and the world has no idea what it's missing. The words make me dizzy. His hand slides down to mine, interlacing fingers. And it's a claim, a promise, a confession all at once. We move to the balcony, the rain misting our skin, the city lights shimmering like fireflies beneath us. He wraps his arms around me, holding me tight, and I let myself melt into him, finally letting go of fear, of shame, of everything I thought defined me. I never imagined I could feel this way. He whispers into my hair. This complete surrender. It's terrifying, but I can't walk away. I tilt my head up, lips finding his again. Then don't. Our kisses deepen, slow and deliberate, lingering on each other's warmth. Every inch of closeness carries the weight of desire, longing, and vulnerability. We're both trembling, not with uncertainty, but with surrender. I love you, he murmurs suddenly. And the words hit me harder than any touch. I've loved you from the moment I realized you weren't just a maid. You were the person I've been waiting for. I feel my own heart spill open. I love you too, I admit, voice breaking. I just didn't know how to let anyone see it. He smiles against my lips, fingers brushing a tear from my cheek. Now you don't have to hide anymore. The storm outside softens, rain easing into a gentle patter. Inside, it feels like the world is finally exhaling with us, giving us permission to exist in this space, in this moment, completely and unapologetically. We pull back just enough to look at each other, breathing in sync, heart still racing. His hand cradles my face. Emma, whatever comes next, we face it together. No rules, no fear. I nod, resting my forehead against his. Together. For the first time in years, I feel unshakable, seen, desired, loved. Then he surprises me, softly laughing. You realize this changes everything, right? I know, I whisper, smiling through tears. And I don't care. He presses a kiss to my temple, then whispers into the curve of my neck. You've changed everything for me too. The city lights twinkle below, oblivious to the intensity of what's happening above. And I realize it doesn't matter, none of it. The penthouse, the wealth, the worlds we inhabit, nothing matters except this connection, this surrender, this truth. Later, as we sit together on the balcony wrapped in his coat, rain misting our skin and laughter spilling softly between us, he asked quietly, almost teasing, "So, blind date again?" I laugh, leaning against him. "Next time, let's skip the humiliation." He smiles, warm and tender. "Agreed, but somehow I think the universe likes testing us." I press a soft kiss to his chest, listening to his heartbeat. "Let it test. I'm not afraid anymore." And in that moment, the world feels infinite. Everything that came before, the fear, the shame, the longing, all of it was leading to this. A love fierce enough to burn through walls, through pride, through the past. A love I never expected. A love I will never let go, because now I am seen. Now I am wanted. Now I am loved. And with him by my side, I know finally that anything is possible.